Hello, my name is Kristen Falkenberg, and I am your child's physics teacher. I'm the physics teacher here at Lee Summit North. Share a little bit about myself, how I approach teaching, how you can get in contact as far as access to Schoology, supplies, and communication. So let's see how we do this. Oh, fancy rollout here. I teach 3 physics courses. One is a high school level physics, which we would expect high school students to still be learning and developing their math skills. That's what physics is for. AP Physics 1 and AP Physics 2 are college level algebra-based courses. Algebra-based, it's not calculus-based. But we would cover a lot more content, and we do it in a faster way, and we really get into the math. I say no issues with math, okay? Geometry and algebra. Physics and AP Physics 1 do cover the core concepts of mechanics that are necessary to learn before AP Physics 2. So if your student is excellent and really loves physics, they can take AP Physics 2 the next year. Again, you have to be really solid in math, though. Okay. So we can get going. As far as family, let me move this out of the way. I've got an older sister. Her youngest daughter just graduated from high school. Is at Mizzou this year. My brother is 8 years younger than me, so these kids are a lot younger, although not this young. Oldest one's in 7th grade, youngest in 2nd. My family member is this beautiful dog, so kind of that crazy dog lady. And I tend to steal dogs. This is my sister's dog, Finley. And we say I have joint custody, because if I'm going to take my dog swimming, Finley's going to go. If I'm going to take my dog to the field, Finley goes with me. And I live across the street from my parents, Chuck and Judy, and also my sister and her family. So it's kind of a little family compound, and it is a gift. So I really love it. I'm a K-State alum. Whoop, whoop. I can do a camera. I graduated with an architectural engineering degree. I was an engineer for 13 years out in Seattle, Washington. That's where I got my internship and summer job, or internship and then my job for 13 years. And I got to be a part of building. That's what architectural engineering is. You do the systems design. So I did lighting and electrical distribution for commercial buildings. So I got, a variety of projects. I was so lucky. As far as experience or my philosophy, physics is awesome because it's physical. So we're going to experience the phenomena, whether it's observing it and making or collecting data, or observing it and making or recording insights. Like it increases, it decreases, it's linear, it's inverse, etc. We'll develop that conceptual understanding from observations, and then we apply it because we'll have an equation that we've developed or get from an equation sheet, and then we make predictions. And that is the best part about physics. We're going to predict when cars collide, where a ball is going to land, where a stream of water will shoot out and hit the ground. We're going to drop eggs that are attached to a spring to see how much they stretch. It's awesome. So physics, right, is about making predictions. So you get all these equations, right, and they're meant to make predictions. And what I like to say is the buildings I got designed were all predictions also. And we confidently sit in them. So, right? So what do we do in class? Now, this is a whole bunch of stuff that's just going to come up. Draw things, electricity. We look at patterns. We draw graphs. We draw pictures to analyze. Looks like we burn a few things. Stretch things, right? Have fun. Get creative. And because Worlds of Fun is physics, we try to coordinate a physics trip every year, and we'll do physics assignments while they're there. Trust me. Okay, so it's a pretty good time. As far as my course overview, weekly schedule, and parent access, primarily use Schoology, and I'll bring that up. Each class will have a banner. AP has connection to AP Classroom, Veneer Graphical Analysis, weekly schedule, and what if I miss class? So there's a little video there. And the video basically takes you to this weekly schedule. The weekly schedule is where it's at. So if I miss Wednesday, what I do, right? Class norms, intros, and all 4 of these assignments have been assigned. Now these are due Friday, but I'd love to introduce earlier. And after Wednesday occurs, I'm going to provide a link to the Lumio file. The Lumio file has my markup. So in the future, right, if we took notes or we did word problems or we worked on things, right, it'll be in that Lumio file so you can see what we did in class. In my AP classes, we use Jean Coley, it's a textbook, and I'll reference this section in there. Other things, course overview. I've got a course materials and resources. So these are for veneer. We've got some licenses there, graphical methods, but there is course overview. Google Meet, set up for tutoring. If you can't get to class, I can set up a camera, and you can come into class if you need to. It worked after COVID, so why not? And then when I do members, if I tap on that, I don't want to do that right now because it's private information. You can get a parent access code to be able to see through Schoology what your student has assigned. So if you need to or want to, you can request a parent access code. All right, let me get back to this. Things we need, scientific calculator. We're math-based science, so needing scientific calculator. You get it for like $12 at Walmart. Paper for notes and homework. I'll have graph paper because we don't use it that much. We do a lot of graphing via Vernier graphical analysis. Physics, I'd like you to have a 1-inch binder, but the good news is I've got a whole rack full of 1-inch binders or more. So, and then some dividers to go or to boot. So I got that for you. Okay. Best way to communicate is email. Kristen.Falkenberg@lsr7.net. All right. And then finally, right, I'm excited to teach physics as a former engineer, as a former camp counselor, as a former math teacher. I love teaching physics. It's so much fun. And I'm excited. I'm an extrovert, and I love to teach your child fundamentals of physics in an active and engaging way. So I hope this helps get to know me as a teacher. And I know it's a little bit longer than 5 minutes, but that's what you get with Falkenberg, a few too many words. All right. Thank you. Please email me if you have questions.